Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Atri, My Dear Moments. We're back on Eden. It is time to connect the town to the island, get that electricity going, and Atri's time is very much almost over. She may very well die here in the next few minutes. I really don't know. I think we're on the second to last day. It's the 30th of August right now. The 31st is tomorrow. But it's very likely that she is not leaving this island. Outside the island is bathed in the warm glow in the setting sun, or of the setting sun. This place is beautiful.
そうですね。テクノロジーの塊ですから。
The verdant greenery, the gently flowing rivers, and all of the animals and insects living among them, they're all just a simulation of nature. Somehow that makes them all the more beautiful. This whole island was birthed by the knowledge and desires of a human race living in chaos, yet is kept in perfect harmony by our science. And that might be so. Atri, give me your hand. I walk with her over to the island's edge. It must be around here. Ah, there it is.
何ですかそれ?
I guess you don't remember this. It's your old logbook. Atri dropped her log the last time that we were here. It seems like my theory that it fell out when she used her dress as a flag was right. I totally forgot about all that. I hand it to her and she opens it up. Inside is a record of everything that's happened since the day that I salvaged her.
こんなことがあったんですね。私の構成のっぷりが遺憾なく発揮されています。
Uh-huh.
夏希さん、やっぱりエッチだ。
She giggles and blushes as she reads through the log.
そうなんだ。
She smiles, and a tear rolls down her cheek. Atri?
私はこんなにも夏希さんに。
She clutches the notebook to her chest for a moment before holding it out to me.
このノート、夏希さんが持っててくれませんか?
Why? That's your past, isn't it?
大切な思い出ばかりなんだと思います。でも、もう思い出せない。ログを読み返しても復元できないことばかりなんです。忘れてしまうって悲しいとも感じなくなってしまうんですね。
My chest tightens as I gaze at her melancholy expression, her ruby red eyes glowing in the evening sun. I grab hold of her hand tightly. I won't forget you, not until the day I die.
はいです。
Damn, guys, this shit's gonna get real sad. I can tell. As the sun dips below the horizon, the sky is overtaken by an inky blackness, speckled with a million little dots of light. I gaze up into the night, if only to hide the tears welling in my eyes. I don't want the last thing Atri remembers to be me crying. An old line from a book I once read at the academy pops into my head. Time is a cruel thief to rob us of our former selves. I wish that time would take the sad moments like this away too.
夏希さん、
Yeah?
星って地上にも光ってるものなんですか?
What?
ほら、見てください。
Oh. What do we got going on? On the horizon, hundreds of little lights glimmer like a newborn galaxy. Is it the reflection? They spread out along the coast, twinkling in the darkness. The town is lit up. Oh, that's what that is.
あれが私たちがいた町ですか?
It sure is.
綺麗です。
You're the one that brought them that light, you know.
心があるって幸せなことですね。美しいものを見て美しいって思えるんですもの。
I'm sure everyone in town is smiling right now. The place is probably turning into a massive party. I might even be able to have a nice cold cola tomorrow.
夏希さん、
I glance over at her and see the tears welling in her eyes again. She gazes off into the distance as if looking past all of our earthly trappings and into the eyes of the stars themselves.
涙って嬉しい時にも流れるものなんですね。
Yeah, they can.
そういえばノートにも書いてありました。教室に明かりが灯った時、みなもたちが嬉しくて泣いてたって。この涙は私が喜びを感じている証拠です。
She lets them roll down her cheeks free and unbidden. They glimmer in the starlight for just a beautiful instant before falling away. Atri, there's still one more thing I have to say to her, and this is the moment. I'm going to save the world. Oh, well, I guess he's got his conviction. He's going back. She nods, her voice almost a whisper.
私、夏希さんのことが心配です。私なしで一人で歩けますか?
I'm not sure. She clenches my hand tightly. But I know now that I have the courage to move forward no matter how hard it is.
辛いんですか?
Not as hard as they were for you when you were all alone. I place my hand on hers. One day, I'll come back to see you. One day when I've saved the world.
地球に私も
You're
含まれ
damn
ます
right it does. Yes, Atri. You're the very center of my world.
抽象的な概念ですね。でも、今の私になら理解できます。たくさん学習してきましたから。
Of course you have. You're just that high performance after all.
その通りです。
Her playful smile soon fades into a somber frown. The lights of the town shimmer in her teary eyes.
約束より一日早いですが。
But this is what you wanted, though. She wanted to go out a day early. It's been 44 days since I pulled her up from the bottom of the sea. Good times, guys. 44 days of memories that sparkle like stars. Good times, wacky times, but good times. We'll have that day in the future. She nods and looks up at me with a beaming smile.
さよならです。
Time is a cruel thief, but it cannot steal this moment. Is she going to go to that capsule? Oh shit. That's it? Oh no. Nah, there's gotta be more. There's gotta be like an epilogue or something, right? Okay, I just skipped that because I don't really care for credits. I'm not about those sentimental moments. But okay, we've got an epilogue here. I want the sentimental moments to come from the story, not the credits. Atri has fallen asleep. She rests now in the capsule my grandmother made for her. As long as it remains powered, it will keep her in stasis, exactly the same as she was on that last day. But she will never wake up. If she ever leaves the capsule, death would quickly follow. In exchange for giving up her autonomy and becoming one with Eden's central control system, she was able to fall asleep with her memories of the world intact. Like milk poured into coffee, her mind has melded into the system. The mind of the first robot in the world able to feel emotions, Atri. Now one with the island built to be the cradle of a new civilization, Eden. I wonder if there's like some sort of giant reference or connection there with the names. I don't know. Time waits for no one. Tomorrow comes as surely as today came after yesterday, and so will the next day. I sit alone in the empty classroom, reading through a notebook. Huh. That did happen, didn't it? It's Atri's log. Inside is a record of every single thing that she experienced, noted in minute detail. Most of it is simply the trivialities of everyday life. The day when we finished the generator is particularly detailed, giving an in-depth analysis of the functioning of the... Wait, no, it's just a long description of what crab tastes like. Everything from the most important events of our days together to the tiniest frivolity is written here. When I told Natsuki-san he couldn't read my logs, he started sulking. Oh, that was that time. I remember her refusing to show me once. She was trying to hide the fact that she didn't have a heart for me. She lied to me. Looking back, that should have been a clue that she did have emotions after all.
なーに一人でしけた面してんのよ。新規臭い坊やね。
Why are you here? It's summer vacation. I think she lives
こ
here.
こに住んでんだからしょうがないでしょうが。
I was gonna say.
あんたこそ一人になりたいなら家に帰んなさいよ。
Because Atri loved this place most of all. She always looked so happy on the way here. She loves studying more than anything. Even after Catherine ordered her not to come here, she tried to. She still did, actually. I suppose I should thank you. You let her be a student here.
何それ？嫌味？
No, I mean it. In fact, you were the reason I met Atri in the first place. Thank you.
あんたがそんな殊勝な態度だと雨でも降りそうだから勘弁して。今夜は大事な夜なのよ。
It's that rare? Well, that can't be right. Just what do people around here think of me?
何首かしげてんの？冗談よ。解説役お願いね。
Don't worry, I'm on it. The rocket is being launched tonight. I totally forgot about all that. We'll all be gathering on the roof of the school to watch it.
じゃあね。頼んだわよ。
She goes on her way with a nonchalant wave. What did she even come here for? Was she worried about me? Yeah, fat chance of that. Nah, come on. I return to the log and find myself on a familiar page. On the way to school, he told me that he loved me, and I replied that I loved him too. This was the page where I first discovered that Atri's emotions were fake. The memory needles at my heart. Yeah, a lot of shit went fucking south. Even she wasn't aware of her true feelings then. She only thought of her reply to my confession as something to make me happy. Oh, this is... The word loved is smudged. I saw the same marks in several places in her old logs too. They're her tears. Was she sad that I confessed to her? No, that can't be right. No happy tears, come on. We just went through this. So people cry when they're happy too. Yeah, we just went through this, man. That was literally yesterday. That was last night. Another tear lands in the same place on the paper. So she was happy then. I succeeded in bringing her just a little happiness. Just thinking that brings tears to my eyes.
あれ、夏くん来てたんだ。どうしたの？なんで泣いてるの？
Now's your chance, Minamo. Go comfort him. I hurriedly wipe away the tears, but there's no disguising it. I should be the one asking why you're here. There's no club activities going on today, are there?
なんだか学校に来たくなって。
I was gonna say, there's probably not a whole lot of fun activities to really do in this, you know, the end times of the end times. Wouldn't you be coming here tonight anyway?
そうなんだけどね。お昼の学校と少し違うでしょ？お邪魔だったかな？
No, it's fine, really. I sniffle and clear my throat, trying to compose myself. I shouldn't be wallowing in the past like this. Atri wanted me to look to the future. I just can't do it, Atri. I'm not strong enough. I put the notebook back into my bag. I go to stand up, pushing my stick into the ground, but it slips out from under me. Now's your chance, Minamo. I wobble, but a hand reaches out to keep me steady. Minamo's hand.
大丈夫？
Yeah, sorry about that. I lean on her, and she looks at me with slight bemusement.
ナッツくん、変わったよね。
What? How?
前はこんな風に誰かを頼らなかったでしょ。
When I was at the academy, I thought I could do everything by myself. I thought I had to save the world on my own. There are times when you need help to do things you can't do by yourself. That's something that I've learned here. Minamo gives me a serious look.
私、支えるよ。アトリちゃんみたいにはできないだろうけど、アトリちゃんにも頼まれたし、それに、私もそうしたいから。
Thanks. I'll be counting on you. This is really your time to shine now that the story's over. She nods happily. I'm suddenly extremely conscious that the person propping me up is a girl, and I find my face flushing red.
今夜の打ち上げ、楽しみだね。
I wouldn't get your hopes up too much. It probably won't be as spectacular as you're imagining.
大丈夫だよ。だって、ロケットって宇宙まで飛んでいくんでしょ。
I hope she's not imagining it will be like a really big firework. Yeah, now that we have light here, it's probably going to be slightly harder, just a smidge harder to see it, because there's the distance too. The sun soon sets. And the students all gather together at the school.
なんか最近夜中によく集まるな。
Ryuji smiles as he looks over the assembled children.
この間やった花火がさ、すんごく楽しかったんだ。
おう、今日もでっかい花火が見られるぞ。
Damn it, not him too. If the rocket really did explode like a firework, that would be nothing but bad news. I don't even want to imagine that.
あいあい、静かにしなさい。今日の会は授業の一環なんだから。
今夜は番組プログラムを変更し、ロケット打ち上げ中継を行っています。
The announcer's voice comes through the radio.
いよいよです。宇宙開発の中継地となる月面基地へ向けて、再びロケットが飛び立ちます。我々人類の夢であり、希望でもあります。
The launch is being broadcast not only over the radio, but on television too. Programs about space have been the only thing on all day. Any household lucky enough to have a TV set is probably packed with people right now.
ねえ、夏希先生、ロケットどこから飛ぶの？
A floating platform in the Pacific. All of the old launch sites from the past were unusable. They were all built on low-lying areas, so they were swallowed up by the seas. The floating island was constructed in what used to be Tokyo Bay and then towed out to the south. Launching over the sea is far safer than over land, as any debris, such as the first stage of a multi-stage rocket, can just sink into the ocean.
それってエデンのある方？
Yeah, that's right. Everyone knows about Eden now, and they know who is sleeping there. There's still a little time left until the launch. I intend to spend it taking in the beautiful view. We can see the lights of the whole town from here.
すごいよね。夜にこんなに光があるなんて。
ついに学者先生から救世主になったな。ほら、
Oh, hell
キンキ
yeah.
ンに冷えたそうだ。
There we go. He hands me a can coated in a layer of condensation. They're really calling me that. I think that's going a little far. I pull the tab and take a swig. There's something so nostalgic about the sensation of bubbles fizzing in my mouth. Ah, I've missed this.
カウントダウンが始まりました。中継に切り替えます。
もう始まっちゃうの？
Don't worry, it'll still be a few minutes.
本日の打ち上げ予定時刻は日本時間の
Yeah, okay, there we go.
25秒です。自動カウントダウンシーケンス開始。298。
Oh yeah, we've got time. We're all good. The minutes slowly pass. Holding onto the roof's railings with a tense grip, I gaze over the Pacific, excuse me. The stars twinkle in the almost cloudless sky. Damn, Ryuji is just, everybody really is just, they are raring to go. What were previously giddily chatting children have become silent statues. On their faces are etched expressions of expectation and unease. We all know what this rocket means. It's our future.
ねえ、成功するわよね。
Catherine alone is pacing, back and forth nervously. We'll see. As the only adult here, she's trying her best to be strong. I do really appreciate her, like,
外部から内部に切り替えられました。
her more fragile side, where, like, she's not fully confident about everything, though she's trying to be, because she wants the kids to all, feel safe. And, excited and whatever else. The rocket's boosters are preparing to fire. Even the business-like tone of the announcer has a hint of agitation in it.
打ち上げ1分前です。
Oh, we're almost there. Unlike everyone else, it is not the future I see on that rocket. It's my past. If that rocket makes it into space, maybe it will be, or maybe it was all worth it after all. The me from back then might be saved. My father will have saved us all, including me, at the cost of our family.
全システム準備完了。メインエンジンスタート。イグニッション。リフトオフ。
Everyone holds their breath. We hear the roar of the rocket's engines through the crackle of the radio.
H3 ロケット4号機は8月31日22時6分25秒東京宇宙センターフロート基地から打ち上げられました。
打ち上げ成功したの？
Everyone silently watches the horizon. We should be able to see it soon. I point off into the distance. A little red light appears at the tip of my finger. What do we got? There it is. It draws a shining line between the clouds up into the inky black of space. It leaves a trail of billowing white smoke, the manifestation of the immense amount of energy it's expending to fight Earth's gravity. A trace of the horizon pointing the way to our future. The proof that our civilization is not content to merely wait on this dying planet, resigned to our end. Damn, this is a good CG right here. This is really good. The simple desire to live, to have a future. That vivid red line looks so beautiful to me. I'm going back to the academy. Everyone turns to me. And the sea rises will stop eventually. There's only so much water on Earth. It won't be enough to cover the land completely. Space isn't our last hope. That's why my grandmother pushed forward with her plans for floating cities. As I am now, I wouldn't be able to continue her work. I need to learn and grow to truly understand Eden.
そっか。そういうだろうと思っていたよ。
寂しくなっちゃうね。
Nah, you'll be okay.
夏希先生、行っちゃうの？
坊やはね、こんな田舎町に収まるような器じゃないわ。
I'll be waiting for you there, excuse me. I pat Rurika's head.
うんと勉強して、先生を追いかけるね。
I turn to Ryuji, Minamo, and all of the assembled students. This place has taught me so much. Even if I leave, it will always be my home. I'm setting out on a journey into a new future. One without Atri. A journey that I hope will one day lead me back home. God damn. I will fulfill my promise, and one day, finally, I will save her. Yeah, I don't know how, but I hope you do. I hope you do find a way. And that is that. I think that's everything. I'm pretty sure that's all she wrote. Looks like we just have the CG gallery here. The music. I missed a CG there. And two there. Yeah, I guess that's everything, I suppose. All right. Damn. Kind of left that one a little open-ended, didn't they? Okay, hold on a moment. Hold on. Stop the fucking presses and whatever else. We need to go back, actually. We need to go back. Because somebody left a comment. I guess I was talking about, like, you know, getting the true end or whatever based off of the choices that I got here. Yes, there are multiple endings. There's 2 of them. And then we can unlock the true ending. So there's something else going on here. And we can only unlock it if I go back and fucking kill Atri. Basically, I need to leave her shoe behind. Actually, I don't think that actually had, like, too much of an impact. Why is everything green here? I don't remember them all being green. Okay, let's see. Where can we go? I think we can go... Let's see. Not here. We'd have to go here. And then I'll have to just skip to the next choice.
何か用事はないですか?
Or the next scene. I don't know. Come on, let me skip a little faster here. Here we go. All right. So we want to leave the shoe behind. Forgotten like everything she's experienced with me. There's no point in worrying about something like this. Ah, come on. Come on. I ignore it and rush out of the ship. Okay, and everything seems to be pretty normal there. We'll skip ahead. Okay, here we go. Minamo slams into Yasuda's side and the stun gun's blast fires off into nothing.
この小娘が邪魔をするな!
Kind of fucked up. Yasuda's metal arm slams into the side of Minamo's head. Ugh. She collapses on the concrete, completely unmoving. I don't know what the fuck that was, but in that instant, Atri feels something well up inside of her, like raging flames turning her entire world red. It burns inside her, a sensation that she's never felt before. She's going into... Okay. She's going into evil mode. What? As I try to hobble my way to the roof, I hear a high-pitched, strange scream. It's unmistakably Minamo. No, damn it, I have to get there. I try to run, but I just can't with my leg and my stick. All I can do is hobble forward hardly faster than a normal walking pace. If only I had a prosthetic. Even some piece of junk. Atri, Atri. Screaming her name in my heart and praying for her safety, I fight my way up the stairs. So yeah, wait, what changes here? Heaving open the heavy steel door to the roof, my eyes are met with a truly horrendous sight. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh no. Atri is standing there, expression completely blank. See, this is one of the CGs I was missing. Her clothes and her fists are soaked crimson red. Sickly red liquid drips from her fingertips just because we forgot her shoe? How did that lead to this? What the fuck? A man lies crumpled at her feet. It seems like it might be the man I saw before, but his face is so distorted and bloody that I cannot be sure. Minamo is lying completely still beside them. Atri?
水面は無事です。気を失っているだけです。
Her voice is cold without a hint of emotion. A chilling breeze whips around us, rustling her blood-stained skirt.
思い出しました。全部、私は化け物です。ほら。
She holds up her hands, fresh ichor glistening down her arms. No, that's not right. You're...
始末は自分でつけます。
She walks calmly to the edge of the roof. Without a word, she climbs over the railing. Atri, no, what are you doing?
もっと早く、こうするべきでした。
No, stop.
さよならです。
Wait, so she's able to just do it. She's able to just go and do it here. What the fuck? Wow. Wow. That is just so fucked. That, what the fuck?
洗濯が終わりました。
What's going on here? A torn up scrap of fabric is hanging up to dry. Until an hour ago, that was some kind of clothing. Atri stares up at me, waiting for my appraisal. She doesn't even realize that she's ruined it. Great, thanks. She nods stiffly. Oh, she's all fucked up now. When Atri jumped from the roof, her motors and joints were heavily damaged. They're beyond the point of repair. She suffered a lot of other injuries, but nothing fatal. It's lucky she fell into the water. But her body is not what has taken the worst damage.
では、朝食の準備をいたします。
Okay. She unsteadily totters back into the cabin, bare feet struggling to keep her balance on the swaying deck. She has forgotten everything. Everything from before the day I salvaged her and everything she experienced afterward. I'm not quite sure if it's a result of the damage she's taken, or if she chose to erase her own memory. Even showing her logs does nothing. Her memories are gone, as are those emotions that she used to show me every day. To her, it's as if we've never met before. This is fucking terrible. When I step back into the cabin, I'm greeted by the stench of charred carbon. Atri, is something burning?
Huh?
She looks at me with confusion etched on her face. Forget I said that.
はい。
Waiting for my food, I stare at the calendar. Not a single box has been crossed off since that day. That doesn't mean that her final days are not approaching, however.
料理ができました。お座りください。
I sit on the sofa waiting for her to bring over my tray. Huh? There's something underneath my foot. I look down and there's a shoe. A single beaten up loafer. I remember instantly where the other is. She was wearing it when she plunged into the sea. When Atri sees the shoe, she stops in her tracks. Do you remember this? This is your...
それはゴミでしょうか。今日はゴミの日なので回収します。
She swiftly takes the shoe from my hand and disposes of it. She turns back to me as if nothing has happened.
朝食をお召し上がりください。
Thanks. I don't like any bit of this, by the way, guys. This is actually terrible. This is just bad. I force the blackened, obliterated matter down my throat with a heavy gulp of water. While I struggle, Atri goes to throw out the trash. The ashen taste coats the inside of my mouth. If I had just been faster, if I could have ran, I chew and I gulp, and I chew and I gulp, and I chew and I gulp, and I chew and I gulp. Huh? After some moments, I hear Atri walking back to the ship. There's something different about her footsteps. Or half of them, at least. Atri, is that a... She's wearing a shoe on one foot.
まだ使えそうでしたので、足を保護するために有効だと判断しました。いただいてもよろしいでしょうか。
Yeah. Atri gazes down at her feet with her dull, blood-red eyes.
私の足にちょうど良いサイズでした。
It really suits you.
はい。
She nods impassively and starts to turn away to return to her duties. Suddenly she stops. What's up?
私は役に立っていますか？
Of course you are. You're a lifesaver.
そうですか。よかったです。
I don't like the, no color in the eye, or no glare in the eyes. She's so dead. I don't like this one bit. Well, how does this story end? Or is that it? 2 days later, Atri ceased to function. God damn it. She died remembering nothing. Okay, this was terrible. That was just awful. Okay, here's our true end. So, I guess if you make any other choice... So there's 3 scenarios where you have to make a choice. And I successfully chose all the good ones. Basically, I sided with Atri. There doesn't seem to be any direction where you get to go with Minamo or anything like that. It doesn't really trail off into any, crazy route. It's just, if you don't choose any of the Atri thumbs up choices, then you are, from what I understand, destined to go to that ending. Yeah. What the fuck? That is actually fucking stupid, but okay. I'll state my feelings after we get whatever this true end is. I'm assuming that, well, you know, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think here. Are we, okay, yeah. Are we, whoa. It has been 60 years since humanity took its first steps back toward the stars. The sea rises through our way of life into flux, yet even as civilization has been faced with greater and greater challenges, we have pushed on without our spirit ever breaking. Maybe it was that shining line in the sky that showed us the way through an uncertain future. As long as there is a light to walk toward, people can follow it. Okay, so it does appear that we are continuing on with that much better ending that we got the first time around. It was 30 years ago now that the first new floating city, Noah, was completed. Noah's 2 and 3 followed on shortly afterward, and now approximately a quarter of humanity lives on self-sustaining artificial islands. I, Ikaruga Natsuki, am one of them. Talk about time skips, Jesus Christ. Whoa, talk about time skips. My research has delved into various fields throughout my life in academia. One of those fields, research into floating cities, was the continuation of my grandmother's work. Another, the further development of AI. Who the hell's this? Oh, I take it this is another humanoid. There's no need for that. She'll do that for me. Lying on what I know is destined to be my deathbed, I can hardly speak in more than a whisper. So wait, who's his wife? The lost decades. That's how historians refer to the 20 years across which the sea levels rose dramatically. Most of Earth's landmass was swallowed by the ocean, and much of our technology and prosperity vanished into the deep. Then followed another decade of despair as humanity simply clung on to existence. The Academy was established amid the chaos with a noble objective in mind, to keep open the paths to humanity's future. Its academics would strive to relearn our lost knowledge, further developing it into to be put to practical use. There we go. I gave myself the objective of rebuilding the science of robotics and finding applications for it in humanity's future. It was my research, in fact, that led to this singularity. Our civilization was totally turned on its head by the technological revolution that began when humanoids reached the point where they were not simply workers in our society, but our friends too. There are still philosophical debates as to whether robots truly possess souls, but regardless, the near miraculous speed at which their capabilities increased played a crucial role in saving humanity. I don't doubt that I will be remembered in history as one of the fathers of the AI age. It is what the world will read in my obituary tomorrow. Again, talking about a time skip.
旦那様、それは何の歌ですか?
I start to hum a familiar tune in my weak, exhausted voice. My maid, Kokoro, looks at me with soft bemusement.
お父さんの大切な人が歌ってくれた歌よ。
Okay.
懐かしいわ。
That's Minamo, isn't it? It's gotta be Minamo.
何もかもなくしてしまった
Yep,
私
it's
たち
Minamo.
の学校にね、ピアノを寄付してもらったの。それをお父さんが弾いて、あの子が歌ってくれた。感動的なエピソードですが、正直あまり良い歌ではありませんね。
You know, I appreciate the honesty there. I really do. Well, sorry that this dying man's not quite Pavarotti toaster.
ポンコツはロボットへの別称です。訂正を要求します。
Sorry, I was getting a drink, but shut up.
こんなやりとりも懐かしいわ。
I don't know why they don't just explicitly state that that's Minamo. Do they want you to guess? I mean, it wasn't too hard there. That school where I spent such a brief but precious time, and the whole town surrounding it, are now at the bottom of the sea. Not surprised. Catherine continued teaching there until the very last. Thanks to her efforts, that tiny school was able to produce 3 academy students. The first of them was Nanami Rurika, the nuclear scientist responsible for perfecting the world's first small-scale fusion reactor. My old friend Nojima Ryuji took advantage of his popularity and leadership to become the first mayor of Noah, and supported Rurika's research financially. Well, that's good. They had some good purpose there. A petal comes floating in through the open window. There are many out there who decry humanity's current circumstances as unnatural. Excuse me, this petal too is from a tree that has been genetically modified to be perfectly suited to our current climate. I can understand those who think it's somehow horrific for humanity to have such control over nature. But what other choice do we have? The only other option was to accept our end. If those people want to give up, they can go die alone. Our civilization has taken its first steps into space. Manned missions to Mars are soon to begin, launched from the staging post on the moon. It may be decades or even longer before we're able to turn Mars into a new home for humanity. But one day I am sure that we'll be able to control other planets the way we do our own. Of course, you can still debate the morality of that, but we won't give up on our future. Dear, turn the TV on.
テレビをつけて。
At her command, a hologram window opens up before me. My voice is too weak to even be picked up by the AI now. I invented the damn thing, and it won't even listen to me.
年を取ってからどんな苦労をするかなんて。
エデンの運用が明日で終了します。
Oh, okay.
エデンはフロート移住構想の出発点となった島で、すでに役目を終え、現在は使われていませんでした。老朽化のため立ち入りを禁じられ、再利用も困難なため、明日海に沈められることと。
懐かしいわ。
She sighs deeply.
あの子はまだあそこにいるのかしら。
Where else would she have gone? My wife looks at me with a gentle smile as I stare at the picture on the television. Minamo, thank you for being by my side all these years. She blushes a little. We're so used to calling each other by little pet names that it feels like it's been decades since I used that name. She pouts and frowns at me.
もうずっとお前とか母さんだったのに。
Well, this is the end after all.
私に遠慮することはないわ。この60年間、あなたの心の奥にはいつもあの子がいた。けれど、それで私は幸せでしたから。あの子を大切に思っているのは、あなただけではないんですよ。
Thank you.
会いに行くんですね。
Yes, I promised her one last day. My health has been deteriorating for several years now. The doctors said that I could die at any time. I could have had all manner of cyborg implants to prolong my life, but I have lived long enough already. I've only kept going as long as I have so that I could see this moment. Kokoro, connect me to the network.
かしこまりました。
I feel information rush into my brain. It's been partially cyberized, allowing me to connect my consciousness to the internet. Well, that sounds awful. The technology is still experimental. It may be some years before it becomes widespread in society.
ライブまで10秒前。9、8、
Oh
7、
man, we're about to shout Link's start. I'll be back.
いってらっしゃい、夏くん。アトリちゃんによろしくね。
It is crazy, though. He won't actually be able to physically be there to see Atri. I know what he's going to go do. They're going to go see each other, and then they'll both die. A petal flutters in through the open window. God damn it, wait a minute. This is... what the fuck? This is really the Link start. My consciousness floats out of my body and sinks deep into the inky black of the electronic ocean. Why would you program it like that? That's horrific. Alright, where are we at? There we are. So is, like, Natsuki a hologram? Or, like, how is he here? Or is he just a disembodied voice? How is he going about this? Soon I am within Eden, the place where our future began. It has now served its purpose. It cannot escape the ravages of age. Its hydroelectric power system just can't compete with nuclear fusion in terms of efficiency. Its computer systems are outdated technology, too expensive to keep updating. Its life coming to an end, it will sink to the bottom of the sea. The public doesn't know that this place can be said to be where the singularity all started. No one knows that the very first robot with a soul sleeps here. Atri. I call her name and feel a ripple in the electronic ocean. The waves stir softly around me. Atri has become one with these waters. It is impossible to say where her consciousness begins and Eden's systems end. She has melted into it like sugar into tea. These waters as a whole are both Atri and not Atri. Atri. I shout for her and waves call back. I sink into the deepest depths of the sea of information. I have to save her from drowning in these waters. I will salvage every scrap of Atri's being. Every single one. Even if I find them all, I know that it won't bring her back. It's nothing but fragments of her mind. Come on. At the bottom of the digital sea is a town. I can't tell if these are my memories or Atri's. They're probably mine. I am forming my own image of the electronic ocean to make it easier for my mind to process. I have to walk on. I suddenly find myself in the cockpit of the Serpens Albus, which, by the way, I've said this before, when they, last went to Eden. I'm very surprised that this submarine has lasted as long as it did. I'm sure it's completely nothing now. It's been torn apart or whatever. Or thrown to the bottom of the sea, who knows? Maybe it finally broke. But goddamn, for, something so old and, not really reliable, but reliable enough, very surprised it made it to the end. Same thing with that boat. I suddenly find myself in the cockpit of the Serpens Albus. There's the storehouse. Atri must be in there. To where it all began. I'm sure. I pilot the sub inside. I wave the light across the room, searching for her. Atri. Where are you, Atri? She may be one with these waters now, but if she really does possess a consciousness, that alone should still remain somewhere. A consciousness cannot simply disappear. It is the ultimate proof that an individual exists. I'm sure that she's here somewhere, sleeping in this sea of information. Atri, you're here, aren't you? Come on, she has to be in that fucking capsule. There in the dark, I finally see a glimmer of light. You're here. Yep. Right where we first saw her. There in that coffin-like capsule. There she sleeps. I knew you had a consciousness. A soul. So this is what it feels like to be inside the singularity itself. Atri. Wake up, Atri. She does not respond. I thought if I at least found her consciousness, that could be the key to waking her up. But it seems that it won't be enough. There's one thing missing. One thing I have. Remember, Atri. All those dear moments. I hold out her 3 notebooks. Notebooks that I have kept safe all these years. Those 3 logs that record every moment from her birth to her final sleep. They really have, haven't they? God damn. Like, when she had his mother as her master, and then when we found her, and then when she needed another notebook. There she is, her eyes open. She stares at me with those ruby red pools of light. You're alive. She's really still here. She gazes at me quizzically and tilts her head to the side. It's just like she always used to do.
あなたは誰?
Have you forgotten me? A humanoid always remembers its master.
夏希さん。
There it is. And there she goes. She reaches out and opens the capsule. Damn. Just like in the very beginning. Fuck, man. This shit's getting emotional, isn't it? The soft sound of ocean waves fills my ears. Before me stretches out that familiar landscape. I guess when you're, like, not in the real world, but, like, in the network or whatever, you know? You can be anywhere. This place.
海の中のイメージだとおしゃべりしづらいので。
Oh. We're back in that time.
おじいちゃんの姿の方が良かったですか?
No, I like it like this. It wouldn't be fair if you were the only one who looked the same as in the past.
私は何年経ってもこの姿ですよ。
There she is. There she is. She looks up at me with a playful smile, that little tuft of hair on her head bouncing up and down.
おかえりなさい、夏希さん。
It's good to be home. Finally, I get to hear those words. The words that I've been waiting decades for.
地球は救えましたか?
You already know the answer to that. You've been watching me, haven't you?
はい、見ていました。エデンから。
I've planted the seeds. It's up to the next generation to grow them. My work is done. I'm tired and I need to rest.
私と一緒ですね。
Tomorrow she'll be sunk to the bottom of the sea. I promised that I would spend one last day with you, didn't I?
はいです。
With our minds connected directly to the internet like this, our perception of the flow of time might be a little different to how it would be in the normal world, though.
もしかすると60年くらいになるかも?
It's gonna be a long day. Thankfully, we've got plenty of lost time to make up for.
何ですかその足。まさか浮気ですか?
Calm down. Atri glares at my prosthetic leg. It's the same kind that I've been using all my life until today. I've always preferred an older, non-cybernetic type. My consciousness or unconsciousness must have recreated it in this realm.
60年経ってもまだそんな低性能な足をつけてるなんて。
Well, I couldn't find a leg that matched up to you.
でしょうね。何せ私、こう見えて高性能ですから。
She puffs up her chest proudly. I probably shouldn't tell her that there's a lot of things in the world a little more high performance than her now, particularly when it comes to cybernetics. Yet I always wanted to keep using an older, less technologically advanced leg. It reminds me of my own flaws. The flaws that I'm always depending on other people to help me with. I was always so proud and stubborn. But it's only by knowing your own weaknesses that you can work with others. And there's another reason I keep using an old leg too, so that I would always want to go back to find Atri again. You haven't been bored down here, have you?
ずーっと眠ってたんで。あ、でも夢は見てましたよ。夢の中で夏希さんが結婚してました。子供と孫に囲まれて幸せそうでしたね。水面がちょっと羨ましかったです。
She let me go to spend my final day with you, though. She says hello. No one will know what happens here today. We're all alone on Eden. No one is permitted on a condemned island like this. I've planned for this for so many years. Minamo was the only person I could ever tell about it.
バレて怒られたりはしませんか？
Don't worry. All of the physical evidence will be sealed away.
ネットワーク上の記録も残らないよう消しておきましょうね。
The world's biggest secret will be held here. Thanks. I've spent my whole life working toward this. I want to spend my last day relaxing.
いいですよ。お供します。
She holds out her hand. I entwine my fingers with hers. Damn. It's gonna be a long day. A long, but hopefully very peaceful day. With these two here. Hey, they're not entwining their fingers. What the fuck? That was a false-ass description there. There it is, though. There it is. Beautiful. Just... God damn it, man. Time is a cruel thief to rob us of our former selves. We lose as much to life as we do to death. So much time has passed since that last moment that we spent together. It has given me so many wonderful things and taken just as much. But maybe, after all that we've been through, it will let us have one day to ourselves.
夏希さん、まずは何からしますか？
I think I'd like to sleep with you in my arms. The all reliable, you
甘えん坊
know?
なっちゃうんですね。
Damn. There is some background music playing right now, but it is definitely getting muted. It's definitely getting muted. Oh, man. What a fucking journey. What a good time. What a sad time, too. Our long summer is finally in. Oh, don't say that shit, man. Kingdom Hearts 2 got me all fucked up on that one. We have one last day. One last day for the robot who had a heart and the boy who loved her. Oh, that right there, art. And there it is. Okay. Okay, I can take that. I can take that right there, I think. I think I can take that one. I was a little unsure when we got the credits rolling, and even after that little epilogue, I was like, come on. There has to be something. And there she is. There's Atri. I don't know if she was there before. I think I was more focused on seeing the true end. But there we go, guys. Atri, My Dear Moments. I'm glad I finally got to play this one, because this is one I've always heard about in the recent years. And there's more titles coming out with Front Wing, like Ginka, and I think there's like another one. I could be misremembering, but no, there's been some coming out that are of, you know, let's make the, you know, the reader cry type. And while this one definitely was tugging at the heartstrings, not enough to make me cry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what can, but so far no anime or visual novel has made me cry yet. But if you guys have one in mind that you think might actually get me, by all means, suggest whatever you want. But this was a good time. I'm really happy to have gone through this one. I wouldn't say that this is an incredible visual novel or anything, but for such a simple story, I think it did really well. I don't know if I'll do like a review of this. I kind of want to check out the anime and kind of see how that stacks up if, you know, everything worked out really well. Wait, did we get all of our CGs now? Are we good? I think we are. Okay, good. None of the other choices led to a CG. because I didn't want to go back and get all those. No Steam achievements or anything for this one, which is a little disappointing, you know? Like, this could have been an easy one to just get some, you know, Steam achievements going, but I guess that's, I guess that just wasn't considered. So, oh well, I guess it is what it is. But, no, I don't know if I'll do a review of this, but I'll definitely say some thoughts here. I am really happy to have gone through this, to finally get through it, especially with the anime. I think having just finished airing, I didn't even know it had started whenever I began recording. I just knew it was coming up. But no, this was, that was definitely a summer season anime, and I hope it did really well. I'll definitely check it out, because definitely more visual novels, especially ones that are very, you know, just straight to the end. Like, there's no real diverting that you can go through with the choices. Here, a little bit of, like, you know, a stupid ending that you can get, but not one that really you have to go through, honestly. But no, I definitely think more visual novels deserve to be adapted if they can, you know? Like, I'm really happy that 9 is getting an anime adaptation. I'm very excited to see how they're going to pull that one off, because it definitely does some weird shit, but I think they can pull it off. I think they can. I'm just kind of curious as to how they will. But talking about Atri here, I think that this was, I think, an important story. I think you can say. I think the message that it tries to get across is very important, because there's so many difficulties in life, and there always will be. And I talked about this at the end of a previous episode. I don't know which one it was, but I was talking about how even myself, you know, I felt like I kind of ran away from what I studied for. I kind of took an easier path, and I kind of just stuck with it for years with work. And then something came up, and all of a sudden, I'm not working there anymore. It's time to get back to it. But that feeling of not wanting to, you know, like, you know, fuck the responsibility, you know, fuck trying to stick up for what I studied for, and just, let's just take the easy road. Natsuki could have very well have done that. He could have just chilled here for the remaining days that Earth provided, because this place was definitely sinking, and so was the rest of the world. But he didn't. And it's because of Atri. He found the motivation. For me, I was a little bit on the force side. When we're pushed against a wall, you know, it's fight or flight, and people will definitely make a choice as to, are they going to stand back up or are they not? Here, not really that case, but Natsuki found the motivation that he needed to get back to it on his own. And, you know, that's beautiful. It is. You know, he was able to finally piece things together because he was interested in his grandmother's notes. And Atri not only had a heart that Natsuki was able to find, Natsuki was able to find his own heart. He was able to figure out his own goals and aspirations again. He knew what he wanted to do before the end of the story. You know, we can all tell that, like, all right, he's getting back to it. He's getting his mojo going. He's not the same gloomy character that we saw in the beginning, for sure. And he got back to it. I think a story that shows a person finding a way back to the path that you know works best for them, and they know deep down works best for them, I think is very important. And this was definitely a self-discovery type of journey, and Atri was such a key factor to that. She really was, and that is just wonderful to see. And it wasn't just Natsuki, too. She helped out with so many people here. Ryuji, you know, we got to see a whole nother side of him. You know, if it wasn't for Atri, we probably wouldn't have come across Ryuji. We probably would have stayed distant with Minamo. This school would have become nothing. It would have just rotted away. Rurika would not have gone to the academy. Catherine would have probably died drowning because she was so fucking drunk. She was so important to Natsuki that she became so important to this whole town. She was such a key factor. She was the world for a whole lot of people, and in a way, for everybody. She was the world for the world, the key to the world, you know? It's just beautiful. It really is. A simple story, but really great. Honestly, I really wish that other ending didn't even fucking exist. That was just terrible. That was awful. Just because we didn't pick up the goddamn shoe and we were just like too slow or whatever. I don't know. Like, I get what they were trying to do. Because if you chose the other choices, I think one of them was to just let her go with Catherine and to choose not to kiss her. Like, okay, you're pushing her away. But would that really, you know, I don't know. Like, I feel like that one was just a bit of a stretch, in my opinion. And they require you to get that to show you that Atri has this side where she's just completely disconnected. Like, she'll never reconnect with her soul and humanity, just ever. Just fuck that. And I guess that's another question. Do you guys really believe at the end of the day that she had a soul? Or was she really that convincing? You know? You could also argue that it was fight or flight. You really could. She went through a lot of shit. And she began to understand feelings. Truly understanding how to process and express feelings and think about feelings could also just be her way of just trying to get by, you know? I don't know. I was thinking in my head earlier, I'm like, we should read her most recent notes, but they probably wouldn't have been all the, you know, detailed notes that we were used to seeing when we first read her log, and even her first one too. But yeah, my throat is just fucking dead right now. I think we got to call it here, but this was a good time. I'm happy to have gone through it, and maybe I'll do a proper review, get my thoughts in order. Maybe watch the anime first. It wouldn't be like a long one or anything, but it would be nice to kind of collect the thoughts together and bring a discussion to the table and properly, you know, review the visual novel. As is right now, this is definitely one I recommend, but goddamn does it have some issues in the script. This has got to be the fuckiest script that I've ever seen for an officially translated visual novel ever. And I've seen some issues like in Amatsutsumi. I've seen some issues in Aoitori and even Kunado Chronicles. So I know those are all Purple Software games, but I've also seen issues over in Higurashi. I've seen issues probably in the in like Steins Gate and stuff that I just don't remember, but those could also just be cases of me like misreading shit and not understanding what the fuck I'm reading. But no, this had a fuck script. It really did. And that is so disappointing to see when this is an officially translated visual novel. I guess the only negative that I can also throw out here is that I'm just so sick and tired of like the front wing UI elements and shit. Like it really gets to the point of laziness, especially since I've gone through Grisaya and a bit of Phantom Trigger. Like I'm used to seeing these elements and like, come on, do something different. And it's the same thing with like their little effects that pop up on screen too. It's like, no, come on. I've seen these before somewhere, I'm sure. But other than that, this is a nice, concise, short visual novel that I think is worth your time. Thank you to all of you for coming out for my playthrough of Atri, My Dear Moments. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to check out more of my stuff that I'm recording. Right now, I'm going through Fate Stay Night Remastered and Umineko When They Cry. God damn. I'm also playing a little bit of Persona, and I plan on streaming some other games at some point. So if any of that interests you, or if you want to check out any of my other stuff, definitely subscribe. Check out the channel. And thank you all again for coming out for Atri. Thank you guys, and have a good one.